Hello and welcome back. Here we are for another conversation. I hope everyone's had the best week they can possibly have. Mine hasn't been too bad, not too bad at all, to be fair. Today's Sunday. Last night, Saturday, myself, Lisa, and my dad, we went out to a Carpenter's Experience show. It was fantastic, I'll be honest. I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but absolutely brilliant night out. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The guitarist at one point playing a guitar solo with his teeth. Incredibly impressive. I've got to say, incredibly impressive. I've been to plenty of live gigs in my time, but I've never actually seen somebody play a solo with their teeth. I've seen videos of Hendrix doing it. Never seen it in person, so yeah, I got a little bit excited. I was a little bit excited. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolutely quality show. Today, I want to touch on mobility aids, walking aids, that sort of stuff, because I do know there is people out there, me included, that when it's come time to accept that actually you need to be using mobility aids, we kind of find it a little bit difficult. It's quite hard to accept. Again, believe me when I say I totally get that, because I've been there myself. And at times I'm still there now. Because it's a difficult thing to accept. Because it kind of, I know with me, when it first got to that point for me, it was very much a case of I felt like I shouldn't need them. I felt like it was me kind of giving in a way. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to very much be the kind of person that just carried on and, whatever were the consequences. And I am well aware there is a lot of people out there with the same sort of thought process. And there's definitely nothing wrong in that. But when the time comes and you're at a point where you really do need to give in for your own safety, for your own benefit, actually, it really isn't that bad. It really genuinely isn't that bad at all. From my point of view, in all fairness, the walking aids I use my crutches. And I have to say, the crutches that I got from coolcrutches.com, absolutely superb. The extra sort of bits on the hand grip itself to sort of mould itself into your palm, it is taken it to a whole new level. The comfort is unbelievable. And the ones I've got, they're just a plain black pair of crutches. Do you know what? I think they actually look really nice. They feel nice. They're comfortable. And without them, at times, certainly out of the house, I wouldn't be walking anywhere. I'm honest. I'm quite honest on that. I wouldn't be getting around, not safely. So yeah, I mean, I've got crutches. Again, other people will use walking sticks. Whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable with, and that's the whole point with mobility aids. A lot of it is down to your own personal comfort, because me, crutches, somebody else, sticks. For me, the reason I like crutches is because the ones I've got sort of go round and they sort of curl round my arm, my upper arm. It's just below the elbow. And actually it makes me feel a bit more secure, makes my arm feel a bit safer, like it's not gonna fall away, not gonna fall out and make me fall over. So that's the one for me. But again, when I first started using them, when I first got them, I kind of kept them hidden away. I wouldn't use them, and all sorts. And again, a lot of that came down to kind of me thinking, why should I use them? I don't need this sort of thing. I did. And it was only when I started using them properly out of the house, I'm thinking, do you know what? What was I thinking? What was the thought process going through my head of, I don't want to use these, because honestly, I couldn't be without them now. And my advice to anyone with regards to that is, don't worry about other people. Worry about yourself and what's safe for you to do. And if that means using the mobility aids, you use them. And you use them with pride. You sort of sit there and you think to yourself beforehand, what's best for me? Forget everyone else. If anyone else has got a problem with it, tough. Do one. Because if that's what we got to do to be comfortable and to get around, let's do it. So again, with me, crutches. I've also got my mobility scooter, Eleanor. You'll see me and then I'll be gone in 60 seconds. If you know, you know. And again, that was quite a tough one. I'm going to be honest, when we first went out, and it was sort of a bit of an off the cuff, we went out and there was a place in town, they had mobility scooters out front, went and had a little look. I'd been looking at some in another shop where you use your PIP money to effectively rent the machine, and to be honest, when you think about it, to me that makes no sense at all why you would do that, because actually all you're doing is giving back that money that's there to try and help you support yourself. So for me, I couldn't justify that. I really couldn't. And the machine I got, absolutely fantastic. It really is fantastic. Just gets me from A to B. And to be honest with you now, without that machine, me going out on my own, I would be housebound. I'd genuinely be housebound. There's no way I'd be able to walk, even to the local shop, which is a couple of streets away. There's not a chance I'd get there. No way. So again, when I got that, I was very self-conscious. I didn't really want to use it. And the first time I actually brought myself home on the scooter, some absolute idiot decided to make a comment to me. They was driving in their car, driving past, and they made a comment about me being on the scooter. And do you know what? Actually, that helped quite a lot, because what it did, it sort of lit a bit of a fire in me to go, do you know what, my friend? Shut up, crack on with your life, and let me do what I need to do to carry on and just be me. And if that version of me meant using the machine to get from A to B so that I can get out and about, that's what I'm going to do. And do you know what? Honestly, I think, in all fairness, if it wasn't for that person making that comment so early in me using the machine, I think I probably would have struggled to actually carry on in the early stages. So it kind of, in a way, it kind of helped. So again, I mean, with regards to mobility scooters, actually so much help, it's unreal. Genuinely so much help, because you jump on it and you can get places that, do you know what, you probably ain't going to get to any other way. So for me personally, for the money I paid for my machine, and I'm not going to say exactly how much it was, but actually it wasn't a great deal. It was the best thing I could have done. It really was the best thing I could have done. Again, what I've also got my self-propelled wheelchair. which I'm at this point I'm still sort of learning how to wheel it myself. Thankfully, I've got a fantastic support network who help by wheeling me about when it's necessary. But again, that's something that I felt very, very strange about using at the start. But now, do you know what? I'm actually quite proud when I sit in it. I've got myself my fingerless gloves with a bit of padding on the palm part of the hand, and I'm trying really hard to learn how to actually manoeuvre it myself. And I enjoy it. I actually find it a bit of a challenge to learn what I'm doing. Because again, for me, I've accepted that's what I've got to use. I've got no choice. I've got to use this thing. So if that means accepting a challenge and saying, right, okay, do you know what? Yeah, I've got this. I'm going to do this. Let's carry on. That's where I am with it. And that challenge has been gratefully accepted, and I am pushing on, and I am determined. I will get there with it, 100%. Because it's part of who I am now. So again, that chair, lovingly named the DeLorean. Again, if you know, you know. On top of that, what I've now obviously got that I've been mentioning a lot lately is the FES machine, the FES machine. What I will say for that, I mean, it is just changing the game. It really is massively, massively changing the game for me. Because, okay, I cannot walk any further. You know, it's been like 2.5, nearly 3 weeks I've had the machine now. But what it has done, it means when I am walking about, I am actually really confident walking. Really, really confident. Because the foot doesn't drag. And if it does start to, because it gets tired, I can crank it up a little bit and it zaps a little bit harder. So again, the foot lifts. So the confidence is there. And because I'm feeling more confident with it, it's making me feel better about what I'm actually doing. So again, there's that thing whereby I'm using a mobility aid, and it's not only is it helping me, it's giving me confidence. And let's be fair, a lot of this stuff is confidence. For me personally, there's not a lot, in all fairness, that makes me now go, oh, well, I'm not so sure. Should I do that? Should I use that? No. If I've got to use it, I'm going to use it. Because all that matters at the end of the day is what helps me. And what helps me is using these mobility aids. And what I'm trying to get at, I know I'm sort of going a long way around it, what I'm trying to get at is I'm well aware there's people out there that, like I was at the start, I'm going to use the word, kind of embarrassed about using these things. Well, do you know what? Don't be. And I know that's easier said than done, but I've been there. I've been there, and I've had days where I've, in my head, been swearing and all sorts, absolutely positive, I'm not using that stuff, not a chance, no way. Do you know what? The only person I was actually hurting was myself. Simple as that. Why should I care what other people think if it means I'm actually getting a benefit out of it? Cold hard fact is I shouldn't care. And you know what? I actually don't care anymore. I really, really don't. People can say what they like, they can think what they like. If it means I can get about and I'm comfortable, I'm safe, and I'm able to just be me, whatever. Other people's thoughts mean absolutely nothing to me in that instance, not even in the slightest. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to sort of help everyone see that, yeah, okay, at the start it's not a nice thing, it's something that can make you feel a bit low. But in actual fact, in the long run, you're going to benefit. You will get the positivity out of it. You will get the good out of it. And I'm going to not swear, but what I am going to say is F anyone that tries to put you down for it. Because we need these things, we're going to use these things, and we're going to be proud doing so, because it means we can continue to be the person we want to be. It's that simple. It really is that simple. And F anyone that says differently. Yeah, that's probably the closest I've ever been in this 45 shows now. The closest I've ever been to actually using a bad word. Wow. But anyway, let me have a sip of my drink and we'll go on to the next part of the show. Give me a second. Bit more than a second. Right, so I'm just going to change my seating arrangements ever so slightly because I want to get comfortable. So the next part of the show is going to be pretty much the bit that's there every single week, and I'm just going to give a bit of an update on myself. It's not been a bad week. There's been a lot of bits and pieces that I've needed to get done. And believe me, I haven't done a massive amount of these bits and pieces because I just can't. So to those that have helped, you know exactly who you are. Massive, absolutely huge thank you. Can't thank you enough. Genuinely can't thank you enough. But what I'm noticing quite a bit is when I'm overdoing things, when I'm sort of doing bits and pieces I know I shouldn't be doing. Like the other day, I cleared stuff out of our bedroom, and a couple of bits were quite heavy, so I carried them out. It's not the smartest thing for me to do anyway. But after I'd done it, I was absolutely exhausted. I mean, I was completely out on my feet. I could have just gone to sleep there and then. Today, today there's bits and pieces, doing the driveway, and in all fairness, once I'd finished de-weeding the driveway, I came in, Lisa's cooking dinner, and I just fell asleep. Turned the Xbox off, and I just fell asleep, and I was fast off. Trust me, I was out like a light. But yeah, I mean, anything involving me putting any kind of effort in, it really is. It's absolutely doing me in, and it's kind of hard because for me, I know I should be able to do these things. At least the old me should have been able to do these things. Whereas this new part, I've said it a million times, and I know I'm going to say it a million more. But I really should be at a point where I'm understanding where the stop button is for myself. Because in all fairness, I don't tend to hit the stop button when it's necessary, and I push myself to the point where actually it's too far and I'm going to suffer. So when I am suffering, like I say, fatigue is a massive, massive issue for me. At the moment, I really am struggling with that. The other thing I've been noticing when I'm overdoing it, and I know I've mentioned it previously, but it's become a little bit more apparent, is these electric shock pains. And I've been getting them sort of all over the place, and I'm talking my legs, arms, my face. And again, I know I've mentioned in a previous show that the ones in my face kind of were there but not there for a little while. They've been coming and going a little bit more recently. And again, I put it down to me overdoing stuff. But yeah, literally, it genuinely feels like somebody's running past me and sort of zapping me with a cattle prod and then running away. And it is so weird, so much discomfort. And I'm going to say it actually genuinely hurts a lot. And it's the ones in the face really that kind of hurt a bit more. They really do. The ones in the legs, because I've got quite a bit of numbness in the legs, just feeling something is kind of a bit better than feeling nothing at all. My back at times has been to the point actually I'm struggling to stand up. I will continue to do it anyway, but it really is at a point at times recently that's been difficult. It's been very, very painful, and it makes me feel like I just want to fall over. So again, a lot of that comes down to the overworking, self-inflicted. I totally get that. Self-inflicted. Yes, I know. But I can't help it. I can't help that, and I've said it a million times. I'm going to start helping it, and I just don't. I continue on. So is what it is. But yeah, I mean that's kind of where we are with it in terms of what MS is doing to me. And being totally honest, in the last week or so, it's given me a bit of a kicking. But I'm still standing. Well, I'm currently sat in a chair, so that's not kind of true. But I'm still going. I'm still carrying on, and I'm still being me. That's kind of where I'm going to leave that. At the end of the day, I don't want to dwell on it too much. The next, just very quickly, I'm just going to say that I've updated the website a little bit. It's an MS website, and the one thing that's been missing is my explanation for what MS actually is. And I'm not going to discuss that on here. It's on the website. And it is something I was really nervous about putting on there, because what I've always tried to shy away from is any kind of explanations like that, because I'm not medically trained. I am literally just somebody who is going through this condition. So yeah, there is now a little section on there for what MS is. Like I say, if you do go on and take a look, the website mikesmsjourney.com. If you do take a look, please be gentle with me, because as I say, I'm nervous about that part. But I felt it was time to put that on there. What I've also been doing, I've actually been blogging a bit more. There was 3 straight days actually I wrote blogs. 3 straight days. That doesn't happen. But I've been really enjoying it, because I've got this new laptop sat in front of me, and it's a bit better laptop. It's a much better quality laptop, and it makes typing and writing so much easier. It's really nice to actually use in that respect. So I'm going to use it because I can. Well, that's kind of as far as I'm going to go with it today. I have got some other thoughts for things in the pipeline. Just very quickly actually. The 14th to the 16th of this month, so next weekend, or this coming weekend now, I am going to be streaming on Twitch for the MS Trust to try and raise money for them. I am on Just Giving at Mike's MS Journey on Just Giving. If you are able to donate a little bit, don't go over the top, please. Whatever you do, just if you can afford a little bit, I would be incredibly grateful. Because at the end of the day, any MS charity to me naturally is close to the art. Because if we can raise money and start funding research into MS, you just never know. It might get to a point, maybe one day, where people don't have to suffer with this evil condition, and it is evil, and I've said that, and I will say it again, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again. This condition is evil, it is insidious, It is just downright awful. And that's me being really nice. Trust me, I could sit here and say an awful lot about what I think about this condition. I'm not going to do that because I'm trying to be as polite as possible. But trust me when I say this thing it's just evil. But yeah, if you're able, Mike's MS Journey at Just Giving. I would appreciate it. Closer to the time on the website, on my website, I will actually post up all of my Twitch details. I'll also post it up on as many of my social media accounts as I can. So if you want to come and join me, watch me get absolutely annihilated at Fortnite, play a few rounds of golf, and maybe play whatever else, we'll see on that one. But I also might just jump on, and I might, if I can, I might actually try and record a podcast live. Yeah, that sounds as scary to me as it does to everyone else. But I'm going to try. Can't promise it'll work. Well, now I am going to let you go. Thank you very much for listening. I know this has been a bit more of a talky show. But there was little bits that needed to get out. Have a really good week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.